Hey there, Valley Bible Church. This is Pastor Paul with your VBC Daily3. And what I'm going to do different based on the passage that we read today, Acts chapter 10, verses 34 through 42. What I'm going to do different is I'm going to open my mouth and let Jesus out. I'm going to open my mouth and let Jesus out. That's what I'm going to do differently. So we ask those three questions every time we read the passage. We read it 3 times. Say, what does it say about God? What does it say about us? And what are we going to do? What am I going to do differently? I'm going to open my mouth and I'm going to let Jesus out. Let me show you how I got that from this passage. So in Acts chapter 10, verses 34 through 42, what does it say about God? Well, it says the entire gospel. Peter is talking to this crowd of Gentiles, non-Jewish people who've gathered together in this very miraculous way. He gives them the entire gospel. He gives them the life, the ministry, the death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ for the forgiveness of sins. So what does it say about God? It says the entire gospel of Jesus Christ. There's another thing it says about God, not just the gospel, but that God sets up gospel conversations supernaturally. Peter is not here because he started a relationship with these Gentile Christians or these Gentile God-fearers. They're not yet Christians yet. It's not that he sought it out. God gave him a miraculous vision, and then God gave Cornelius, an angel, to come down. They set up this arrangement. I mean, this thing has got supernatural actions all over it. God arranged this gospel conversation in a supernatural way. So God does the same thing for us. Right? God sets up supernatural conversations, gospel conversations, all the time in our everyday life. Maybe not specifically like this, not angels coming down in visions, but every interaction that's a gospel interaction is a supernatural interaction where God is working. Now, what does it say about us? God sets up the conversation. God is the author of the gospel. He writes the story, the life, the ministry, the death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ for the forgiveness of sins. But then it says we're commanded to give this message. God put it together. He sets the arrangement. Now we're commanded to do it. This is what Peter says in verse 42. He says, He commanded us to preach to the people and to testify that He is the one appointed by God to judge the living and the dead. We are commanded to open our mouth and tell the story about Jesus, the story that God wrote, the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ for the forgiveness of sins. So what am I going to do differently? I'm going to open my mouth and I'm going to let Jesus out. We are in an era of opening our mouths, right? We often share our opinions. We love to share our opinions. It's the thing we like to share the most is our opinion. More than wanting to share our time or sharing our finances, we love to share our opinion. If anybody asks, we're going to give it. My encouragement to you is to take the opportunities that you have where you feel that impulse to open your mouth. Why not let Jesus out? This is what God has commanded us to do. God has not commanded you to share your political opinion. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but the command on every follower of Jesus Christ is to preach the gospel. And if we are ready to do that, if we are willing to do that, if we're looking for those moments, God will supernaturally arrange gospel conversations. So I encourage you, Valley Bible Church, open your mouth, let Jesus out, and watch God do a supernatural work in the lives of those around you. Thanks for joining us. We're going to pray tomorrow about this passage, and then we look forward to seeing you on Sunday and for more VBC Daily 3 devotional videos the following week. Thanks for watching, guys.